So the title of this one is why this long ass scientific principle probably explains your dating life perfectly. For a lot of guys, it's customary to feel like they already know how to operate with girls. It's very, very, very hard for a guy to say, you know what, I don't know what I don't know, and I need help. It's very tough to admit that. The main three places that we see this rear its ugly head is money, fighting, and women. Guys will swear to the high heavens that they know how to do those three, right? They know how to make the money, they know how to fight. I can knock this guy out, you know what I mean? I'm a millionaire, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'm a pimp, man. I can get any girl, anytime, anywhere. Even though the reality shows something completely different. And it's funny though, because I was looking at a video of, you know, I'm for background, I'm a mixed martial arts fan. There was an event that took place Friday night. This is Saturday when I'm recording this. Saturday the 4th or something like that. So the previous night, Friday the 3rd of October, there was a mixed martial arts fight that took place, or event that took place, and I was watching the reactions from the fallouts, from the results that occurred, right? And one of them being, if you're a mixed martial arts fan, whether you are or not, I'll explain it in less detail, right? One of the more popular teams, they had a fighter that suffered a knockout loss, and then in the comments of the videos, everybody is the fallout from that, everybody giving their 2 cents, right? And someone posts something about how everyone has an opinion because they think that they would have done something different, or they can coach someone to do something different, and the outcome would have been night and day versus what actually happened, right? These random people, no fight experience, no fight coaching experience, are better than a fighter who has reached the heights that said person has reached and has also had high success in coaching. These random guys could do better than him. So someone posted a picture about, you know, men overestimating their competence in something that they have little skill in, and it's called the Dunning-Kreuger Effect, or the Dunning-Kreuger Effect, right? People overestimating how much they know and how much they can do in something that they've never touched, right? So it's conversely, I think there's also a law that works where people, the more you learn about something, the deeper you go on a subject, the more you realize you don't know, right? The nuances and the folds of what you're learning reveal themselves to you, and you realize, damn, you know, I thought I knew. I don't know a damn thing. Like, I know nothing. So, but specifically speaking, the Dunning-Kreuger effect, how people can overestimate what they know about and what they can do about something that they have very, very limited little experience in. And this is perfect to describe most guys in terms of their dating life, right? Limited experience with women, limited interaction with women, but they telling you, oh, you have to say this, you have to do this, you can't say that, you gotta be this way, you gotta be that way. And they don't really have a clue in the world. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. right? They're just riffing off the top of their head. They're just repeating what this other person told them, or their parents told them, or their uncle told them. They're just going off the top of their head, right? But a lot of people live their life in this mode, and a lot of guys are really stuck because of it, right? This effect seems harmless, and obviously in cases it can be, but it's also really stifling because people are too afraid to show that they don't know something. People are too afraid to show that, man, I need help here. I need to be coached here. I need someone to give me proper direction and guidance because I'm banging my head against walls here and I have no answers. I can't solve this. I can't figure this out, right? You do not want to be one of those guys. If you're on this channel, learning about cold approach, exploring cold approach, seeing if it's right for you, because it's not right. It would work in terms of imparting lessons to every guy who does it, to every single guy. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your background is. It would work to impart incredible lessons of confidence, poise, leadership, etc., to every guy who does it. But it's not necessarily for everybody. It takes a certain type of guy to commit to doing something like this. And by the way, if you think you're that type of guy, I have a quiz, an assessment for you to take to find out if you are that type of guy. Leave a comment saying assessment and I will send it to you. It's free, totally free, but you can check it out to see whether you have the qualities that match up for you to make cold approach work. But a lot of people don't really take into consideration that to actually be good at something, being good with women is a skill. To be good at something, it takes proper instruction. It takes dedication. It takes focus. It takes hard work. We live in a culture that we get very swamped with ego, right? In the instant oatmeal culture, where everything's supposed to happen in 2 shakes of a dog's tail or 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, and everybody's supposed to be a marathon runner overnight and a millionaire overnight, and they're supposed to be going from absolutely unathletic to doing backflips in 2 hours, right? We live in a culture where things have, because of the advancement of society and the advancement of technological development, there were a lot of things that took a lot more time that now take much less time, right? Travel, for example. You used to have to take a boat to get to X destination, where now you can fly there in a couple hours. You used to have to make home cooked meals because restaurants too expensive and people not making enough. And now you can get something equivalent to a home cooked meal almost instantly in many places, depending on where you live, right? So there are a lot of things that have caused us to switch, to think that the most important things in our lives can also be turned into instant oatmeal type of achievements, right? And with women, this is one of them, right? And guys think that a little bit of experience makes them an expert. They think that going on a few dates makes them a master of dates. Guys think that approaching a handful of girls is enough to rule out a cold approach, or to say that cold approach does XYZ, right? I've had an argument online with a guy he was refuting me, right? If you don't know my story, I'm 18 years in cold approach. I can't count the amount of approaches that I've done. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands. But some guy who's telling me I'm wrong because he read books, right? Academic books by some professor in an ivory tower who's only done 5 approaches in his life. It's like approaching is easy and this is, it's like you haven't done anything to make that assessment. You're not there. And reading a book in the comfort of your own home is not going to make you an expert on something that's experiential. But we have to realize this. We have to step away from our instant gratification culture to realize that the most important things do not get done in 30 seconds. We don't learn them in a snap of a finger. They actually take time and dedication, putting in work to become something. And ironically, when we become that thing that we have our eyes on, we look back and we say, damn, man, I didn't know anything. I thought I knew everything, but I know nothing, right? Like I feel like a complete beginner, a complete newbie. I'm just at the beginning of this thing. So if you're watching this video, deciding whether cold approach is right for you, again, if you want to take the assessment, comment assessment, I will send it to you free of charge. You have to keep into context. You don't want to be like every other guy who rests on their laurels thinking that one girl who liked them in high school is good enough and that makes them an authority on women. You don't want to do that. That breaks the rest of your life in terms of possible results, right? People don't want to fail. People don't want to go through the muck. People want to live on a high horse. They want to pat themselves on the back because going through rough patches is difficult. Going through failures is difficult. Learning and clawing and scrapping your way through an activity until you actually know what the hell you're doing is very difficult. And very few people want to commit to a process, to a path like that. Do not let the Dunning-Kreuger effect be your life with women. Commit to doing differently. Let everyone else do that. You choose a different path. Choose a path where you throw away your ego. You're willing to learn. You're willing to sacrifice. You're willing to skin your knee and bump your head, metaphorically speaking, in the process of learning and becoming something. So if you made it to the end of this video, I think you are one of those people. Let everyone else have their overconfidence in their lack of competence. But you be a different person. You choose the hard path, the rough path, the path that breaks you down, breaks your ego down, and builds you up into something much better, completely different. So, let the Dunning-Kreuger effect be for everyone else, just not you. Until next time, get out there, approach, and take care.